Hi, welcome to Chats with the Chaplain. I'm Jess. This is our final little video in the mini stress series, and I've talked over the last couple of videos, first and foremost, actually about reframing stress and some of the upside of stress, that it can actually be beneficial for us in certain doses and for short periods of time. We also spoke about the importance of completing the stress cycle and our stress response, especially when we can't actually change or get rid of the stressful situations in our lives. It's really important to be actively managing our stress response. But today I wanted to talk about chronic stress. And so, stress in small doses can be beneficial for us and can help improve our performance. But chronic stress is not good for us. And this is where a lot of the problems start to happen in our lives in terms of our health, our mental health, and our ability to cope is when we're facing chronic stress. So chronic stress is that consistent feeling of feeling pressured or overwhelmed over a longer period of time. Now, we all have those moments and those seasons, but when it continues over a long period of time, that's what chronic stress is. Chronic stress is when we have such a frequency or intensity of stresses that our bodies don't have a chance to actually stop and reset and activate the relaxation response. And so our bodies remain in this constant state of physiological arousal or physiological stress. And that's not good for us, having our bodies in that sort of fight or flight mode consistently over time without a break and without releasing some of that pressure. Chronic stress can slowly but surely drain our psychological resources, and over time it will actually change our brain as well in a not so helpful way. It can lead to more serious mental health concerns, and it can also lead to physical ill health as well. It has an impact on our bodies and how healthy we are. So some of the signs that we might have when it comes to chronic stress are things like constant aches and pains. Perhaps we're not sleeping well, our sleeping patterns have changed, our energy levels might have dropped, our motivation levels. Perhaps our behavior has changed, so that might look like we're doing less and less social events. Perhaps we're reacting more, we're more irritated, we're emotionally withdrawing, or perhaps we're emotionally reacting because we just have less capacity. Perhaps we become disinterested in the things that we used to be interested in. Perhaps we're starting to get more headaches and more colds and flus and things like that. We're catching everything that goes around. We might start relying on things such as food or alcohol to cope and try and numb ourselves. So these are all signs of chronic stress. Now, the best prevention, the best cure is prevention rather for chronic stress. We want to try and avoid getting to that place where we have stress in our life to such an extent that it's starting to really impact our mental health and physical health. So some of the ways that we can really look after our mental health on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, and help prevent chronic stress include movement and nutrition. Now, yes, they are physical things, but physical health is actually a really key factor in our mental health and in dealing with stress in our life. So regular exercise, eating good foods, and fueling our bodies in a nutritious way actually do contribute to helping prevent chronic stress and dealing with the stress response. Learning time management techniques and setting boundaries really important so that we don't get to that place of being overloaded, overwhelmed, and resentful of the pressures on us. It's up to us to actually learn how to manage our time and to set some boundaries and say no to people and no to things, because otherwise we do become overloaded and we put too much on our plate, and that can act as a chronic stressor as well. Learning to set realistic goals, learning to understand what is actually achievable with the resources we have and the time and capacity that we have. So be realistic about what you can achieve and what goals you can set at this point in time in your life. Getting better sleep is also really, really important for mental health and dealing with stress. So practicing good sleep hygiene habits is something that is really worth getting into. Making time for leisure activities. So pleasant activity scheduling. It's something I've talked about before in Chats with the Chaplain. Really important to build things into your life that you're looking forward to and that bring you joy and recharge. So make sure you're looking at your calendar and not just booking, doctor's appointments and other appointments, but actually booking time to do the things that you enjoy. Building your stress reduction skills. Putting more tools in the belt that will help you to manage your stress and to reduce your stress and complete the stress cycle like we've talked about before. So, being proactive about your mental fitness, just like you would be with your physical fitness. We're proactive about that. Be proactive about your mental fitness as well and build your toolkit, build your skill set around stress reduction and relaxation techniques. Learning and practicing mindfulness skills. Mindfulness is about controlling your attention. It's really sort of boils down to that, and it has so much scientific backing to it in terms of the effects that it can have on our mental and physical health. So practicing some mindfulness techniques and learning some of those, even simple things like learning to focus on your breathing for a few minutes a day. You can just start as simply as that. And really importantly, social and professional support. It is so important to our mental health and managing stress to have social connection and strong connections around us and gather support around us. And even more important as well, to engage with professional support when you need it. And that might look like a coach, it might look like a therapist, and it can be a preventative measure, but it can also be something that helps you with recovery. So if you've hit that point of chronic stress, it's really important to reach out and talk to someone and get some strategies to help you cope, to help you recover. So these are all things that you can do that are really preventative, but it can also help you recover. So I've gone through them fairly quickly, but that's because we've actually touched on these in previous videos. So if you have a look on the Little Miracles playlist under Chats with the Chaplain and also Messy Thriving, we've got a range of videos and resource for you around all of these topics. So if you want to dig into each one of those more and get some practical tips and strategies, I really encourage you to go back and have a look at some of those videos. Chats with the Chaplain playlist and Messy Thriving playlist, and we'll pop the links below as well. But I do encourage you, if you're starting to recognize some of those signs of chronic stress in your life, it means that something needs to shift and you need to look after yourself. So I do encourage you to reach out. So you can reach out to me if you would like, and we can chat through some of the next steps and how you might get the support that you need. You can also, of course, access Uprise and grab one of the coaches or therapists from Uprise, and you've got sessions available. You've got 6 sessions every year available with a psychologist or a coach through Uprise, and they are so beneficial. So I'd encourage you to reach out. And if you're not sure how to do that, again, let me know, shoot me an email and I can help connect you with that. Otherwise, I encourage you to reach out to someone in your world that you trust, or reach out to your GP or your counselor that you might already have, someone in your social network that you can sort of say, hey, yeah, look, I'm not doing so well at the moment and I could really use your support or just some encouragement around what my next steps might be. So I really encourage you to reach out. And again, go back through all the videos and the resources that we do have on all of those steps that might help you to prevent chronic stress, as well as recover from it as well. So I hope this series has been helpful on stress. Again, email me if you've got any questions or you'd like to talk more about this in person or over the phone, so that we can have a bit more of an in-depth chat. But otherwise, have a wonderful week and I will catch you soon.